fantastic Herbie Hancock of Canterbury. Welcome to the show, Herbie. Privileged to have you on.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Now, we started off, of course, with Watermelon Man. A lot of songs about fruit, which is very good.
Healthy. I write healthy songs.
Exactly, that's what I like to hear, yeah. Now, let's go back to the beginning. How did you first learn the piano? What style of piano did you first kind of learn?
Actually, I started playing piano when I was 7 years old. And that was quite a while, 51 years ago.
Cool.
You know, I started with classical music. You know, I started playing, you know, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, you know, and so forth. But at the same time that I was listening and learning classical music, I was also listening to rhythm and blues, which was the music that, you know, the kids in my environment were listening to.
Now, you've played in your great career, you've played with all sorts of people, done duets with Oscar Peterson and Chick Corea. Also, Coleman Hawkins, endless people you've worked with. You also worked with in Miles Davis's group for a few years. Tell us about how you auditioned for him, what happened there.
He called. He said, why don't you come to my house tomorrow at 3 o'clock? And I said, fine. Click. He hung up. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't tell me his address, nothing, you know. So anyway, I found out, and the next day I went over and I went down to his recreation room, which was in the basement of his house. He stayed down there for about 2 seconds, and then he was gone for about 2 hours while the rest of the guys that were there played. This went on for 3 days, and finally on the third day, he came down and he said, "Okay, tomorrow we have to meet at Columbia Recording Studios at 3:30." And I said, "What? Does that mean I'm in the band?" He said, "You're making the record." Along with a couple of other words that he threw in there too, you know.
Man, a few words.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, you were then with him. You went and formed the Headhunters, which changed the face of jazz funk, really, and you can still see you with them sometimes. But now you're unusual because although you make jazz records, you're commercially a great success, which is unusual in the jazz world a lot of the time. Why do you think that is?
Instrumental, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I make instrumental records, and every once in a while, one of them kind of seeps through.
But now you've got a new record out, which is about, you do a lot of George Gershwin tunes.
Gershwin's World.
And Gershwin's World. What drew you to the music of that, which is an earlier period, I guess, of Gershwin and James P. Johnson?
Well, first of all, it's the 100th anniversary of George Gershwin's birth, plus the fact that I've always loved Gershwin's music. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, and it's a great record. I'm featuring all sorts of interesting people. In fact, you and I are going to attempt a duet from it in a moment, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
But we should surprise people with that in a moment. But in the meantime, thank you very much indeed, Herbie Hancock. Thank you very much. Great Herbie Hancock. And we will be experimenting with a duet from the Gershwin's World record of Herbie's there later on in the programme. Now please welcome back Lucinda Williams.